Good morning, church family. This is Dave with our crosstalk for today. Scripture for us this morning comes from Job chapter 2, verse 10. And Job offers us this reflection as he's dealing with a time of great difficulty in his life. And he says, "Shall we accept good from God and not trouble?" In preparation for writing this little devotion today, I Googled troublesome thorn just to see what would come up. And apparently in a museum in Rome, there is a copy of a Greek statue that dates back to the 5th century BC, and it's called The Boy with the Thorn. And it shows a seated boy picking a thorn out of his foot exactly as a young boy might do it today, thousands of years later. The Apostle Paul makes vague reference to a far more painful affliction, which he called a thorn in the flesh. Paul says in 2 Corinthians 12, "Therefore, in order to keep me from becoming conceited, I was given a thorn in my flesh, a messenger of Satan to torment me. 3 times I pleaded with the Lord to take it away. But he replied to me, 'My grace is sufficient for you.'" Just what this thorn is, we really don't know. Perhaps it was a physical thing causing Paul a great deal of discomfort, but he said that it tended to keep him humble amid the many great things that God was revealing through him. It's possible that you suffer in the same way, wrestling with loss or anxiety or disease or heartache. Surely something way more painful than just a thorn in the foot. Things that can cause anguish both in our mind and our body. At times like these, we're tempted to ask God this question: why me? Why has God permitted this to come to me? One reason both Paul and Job remind us of is God may allow this just to keep us humble, to keep our feet planted on the ground, firmly rooted and connected to Him, relying on Him and talking to Him as we deal with something that really is out of our control. This hardship and these hard experiences may be the only way God has of drawing us closer to Christ, our good physician, our dearest friend. If that is true, is not our thorn in the flesh fulfilling a wholesome purpose, just as Paul experienced? When our living brings us difficulty, we know we have access to God through prayer. We know we can ask Him to remove them if it is His will, and if not, to give us the strength to cope. After all, Jesus knew quite a bit about thorns. On His head, He wore a crown of thorns as He suffered on the cross on our behalf. So God bless you this week as you remember again that despite our greatest difficulty, God has promised to never turn away from us. He will help and He will heal.